जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna and welcome back. Thank you for joining. Today we are discussing verse number 26 of chapter number 2 from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And so far we see that Krishna has explained various characteristics of the soul. And in the previous verse, verse number 25, Krishna is saying that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, and immutable. So knowing this, you should not lament. So the essence of all these characteristics is that the soul is eternal. And in spite of all these details, if Arjuna is not convinced about the existence of soul, Krishna in this verse, verse number 26, is now going to take the atheistic point of view and explain. So let's read the verse number 26 of chapter number 2. Atha chainam nityajatam nityam va manyase mritam tathapi tvam mahabaho nainam sochitum arhasi. So Krishna, the translation is, if, however, you think that the soul or the symptom of life is always born and dies forever, you still have no reasons to lament, O mighty armed Arjuna. So Krishna is saying to Mahabaho, or Krishna is calling Arjuna as Mahabaho, O mighty armed one. So there are actually two categories of people. We see there are two categories of people. One category is the theist, or in Vedic language it is called as Astika, and atheist. So atheists are called as Nastika. So the current definition of theist is someone who believes in God or someone who believes in soul. But the earlier definition of theist or Astika was one who accepts the authority of the Vedas. And Nastika were those who do not accept the authority of Veda. So there are many such philosophies which do not accept the Vedic authority, and they are like Buddhism, Jainism, and Charvakism. These are the three main philosophies which do not accept the Vedic authority. So Krishna is talking about the atheistic philosophers that were present at that time when this Bhagavad Gita was spoken. So there are philosophers present like that even today, which talk about that life begins with chemical combination and then destroyed. They reduce the life to some biochemical interaction, and which is destroyed after some time. So that is their philosophy, and that is now promoted in the name of science. So they glorify with the help of people called as spin doctors. Spin doctors, they are the media experts that know how to catch attention of people. To get the publicity, what they do, they present such kind of statements which catches the attention of general mass of people. Therefore, they say that, example, they will say that the DNA combines and replicates and then the life emerges. So something like that will be a statement that is given by the spin doctors. But they don't know how life comes into existence. That is unknown to them. So Krishna is kind of presenting this kind of, in this particular verse, is presenting this kind of philosophy. So in this verse, Krishna, in the very first line, 26a, Krishna is saying, Atha chainam nityajatam. So Atha chainam means, if, however, you think that the soul is nityajatam. Nityajatam means always born, or it is always taking birth perpetually. And you think, nityam va manyase mritam. Nityam va manyase mritam means, and the soul is dying forever. So first two lines, Krishna says that even if you think that the soul takes birth and the soul dies forever. Then what? Then Krishna is saying, Tathapi Tvam Mahabaho. So Tathapi means still or even if. Even Tvam means you. So even if you, Mahabaho, that is Arjuna, then Krishna is saying, Nainam Sochitam Arhasi. Nainam Sochitam Arhasi means there is no reason to lament. So even if you don't kill Bhishma and Drona, they will die anyway. They will die either naturally or in some other ways. So Krishna is trying to bring various ways or give various different kinds of arguments to help Arjuna to get out of this lamentation. So just in the previous verse we saw that Krishna ended the verse as Nanu Sochutim Arhasi. And in this line, or in this verse, the last line is Nainam Sochutim Arhasi. And in next several verses, we'll see Krishna is telling Arjuna that do not lament. Nainam Sochutim Arhasi, or with this Nanu Sochutim Arhasi, or some other ways, Krishna is trying to tell Arjuna that do not lament, do not lament. So that is the essence of the message. So now let's see what Srila Prabhupada has to write in the purport. So the first thing Srila Prabhupada says is different kinds of philosophers. So there is always a class of philosophers almost akin to the Buddhist who do not believe in the separate existence of the soul beyond the body. So these philosophers were existing at the time of Krishna also, and these are like eternal philosophies, they exist all the time, because there are people who like to speculate and they think that the body is soul itself. So such philosophers existed at the time of Krishna. That's what Prabhupada is saying in the next point. When Lord Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita, it appears that such philosophers existed, and they were known as Lokayatikas and Vaibhashikas. So Lokayatikas are basically the Charvak, follower of Charvak. So these two different kinds of philosopher, their philosophy is that life symptom is a combination of matter. So combination of physical and chemical elements. So that is basically the life. There is no soul. And similarly, the modern scientists also believe the same thing. Such philosophers maintain that life symptoms takes place at a certain mature condition of material combination. So this is their philosophy, that materials combine together and then life comes into existence. They don't believe in the presence of soul. Next point is beliefs of modern science. The modern material scientists and material philosophers also think similarly. According to them, the body is a combination of physical elements, and at certain stage of life, symptoms develop by interactions of the physical and chemical elements. So when these physical and chemical elements, they all combine together, the life comes into existence. The science of anthropology. What is anthropology? The study of human biological and physiological characteristics and their evolution. Means how this human form evolved biologically and physiologically. The people who studies there, and that branch is called as anthropology. So the science of anthropology is based on this philosophy. Currently, many pseudo-religions now becoming fashionable in America are also adhering to this philosophy, as they are the nihilistic. Nihilistic is, the meaning of nihilistic is they believe in nothingness, maintaining that the life has no meaning and rejecting all moral and religious values, as well as political and social institutions. So these are nihilistic people. Nihilistic non-devotional Buddhist sect. So in Buddhism again there are various sects, various groups. So one of them is this nihilistic philosophy. And then Krishna is saying there is no cause of lamentation. And why? So Prabhupada is explaining that even if Arjuna did not believe in the existence of the soul, as in the Vaibhashika philosophy, there would still have been no cause for lamentation. Why is that so? Because Prabhupada writes, no one laments the loss of certain bulk of chemicals and stop discharging his prescribed duties. So if the life is just a combination of chemicals, so at the end of the life, the chemicals will be all be destroyed. So who is going to worry about that, Because there are certain bulk of chemicals that were created at certain time and will be destroyed at certain time. So why should we stop? Why should we worry about it actually? So one should stop worrying about that and perform their prescribed duties. On the other hand, in modern science and scientific warfare, so many tons of chemicals are wasted for achieving victory over the enemies. So in the war, we'll see that there are so many, weapons which are used, and so many chemicals, tons of chemicals are used, and they are wasted to win the war. So nobody cries for all these kind of things, So the next point Prabhupada is talking about is Vaibhasika philosophy. According to Vaibhasika philosophy, the so-called soul or Atma vanishes along with the deterioration of the body. So the soul is created, this is the philosophy, is created at the time of birth, and it is destroyed when this body dies. So conclusion, Prabhupada is saying no cause for lamentation. So in any case, whether Arjuna accepted the Vedic conclusion that there is an atomic soul or he did not believe in the existence of the soul, he had no reason to lament, right? Whether there is soul or whether there is soul or not, the Arjuna didn't have to bother, because if there is a soul, then the soul is continue to its journey in the next life. And if there is no soul, then anyway everything is finished at the end of this life. So there is no cause of lamentation in either case. And Prabhupada continues to write, according to this theory, since there are so many living entities generating out of the matter every moment, and so many of them are being vanquished every moment, there is no need to grieve for such incidents. If there were no rebirth or the soul, Arjuna had no reason to be afraid of being affected by sinful reactions. So this is one thing Arjuna was pointing out in chapter 1, that he is going to incur sinful reactions when he kills. But if the soul is ended, soul's journey is ended at the end of the life, then there is no need to worry about the sinful reaction due to his killing his grandfather and teachers. So Krishna is doing the way Krishna is presenting the philosophy is trying to checkmate Arjuna, whether the soul is there or soul is not there. There is no cause for lamentation. Now finally Prabhupada writes why Arjuna has been called as Mahabaho. But at the same time, Krishna sarcastically addressed Arjuna as Mahabaho. So Mahabaho means mighty armed, because he at least did not accept the theory of Vaibhashikas. How we know that he didn't accept? Because he was giving all these arguments, right? In the beginning, in chapter 1, about sinful reaction and all those things. So based on that, one can say that he didn't accept this Vaibhasika philosophy, which leaves aside the Vedic wisdom. So Vaibhashikas, they do not accept Vedic wisdom. So that's why Krishna is telling him Mahabaho. As a Kshatriya, Arjuna belonged to the Vedic culture, and it behooved him to continue to follow its principle. So that was the point. He is a Kshatriya, and he belongs to the Vedic culture, and he follows the Vedic culture, and he follows the principle of Vedas, which is established in the Vedas. So whatever has been discussed in this purport so far is put in this points kind of format, and you can go and study it. So we'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Gaur Premanande Haribol.